Well, today's the day, guys. After years of hard work, my diploma finally arrived in the mail. This right here is my Bachelor of Science in Computer Science from Oregon State University. And honestly, it still doesn't feel real. When I first started college, I never imagined I'll be standing here holding this. And I definitely never imagined that my diploma would say Summa Cum Laude. So before I open this package, I want to tell you a story of how I got here. Believe it or not, computer science wasn't my first choice. Originally, I wanted to become a filmmaker. This YouTube channel is proof of that. I've always loved creating videos, telling stories, and making content. I thought that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. But after pursuing filmmaking professionally for a while, I just realized it wasn't what I expected. Around that time, my dad suggested that I give computer science a try. I honestly didn't know much about programming, so I just signed up for a few classes just to see what it was like. And something clicked. I loved the challenge of solving problems. Every assignment kind of felt like a puzzle. The more I learned, the more I wanted to keep going. There's actually a funny story that I don't think I've ever shared. One day I was with a group of friends and we were joking around about who's going to graduate. One of my friends works for the university and that was one of the assignments he had to figure out. So, when it came to me, he said that he didn't think I was going to graduate. At the time, I honestly couldn't blame him. I was still figuring things out. I wasn't the student I eventually became. Looking back now, it's kind of funny because life had other plans. If there is one class that almost made me quit, it was algorithms. That class was unbelievably difficult. The homework was graded mostly on effort. So even if you got the answers wrong, you'd still get credit for trying. But the exams were worth 60% of your grade. And that's where I struggled. I studied for hours. I watched videos. I practiced problems. I spent so much time trying to understand the material. And honestly, it still didn't make sense. So I failed the class. I seriously thought about changing my major because I started questioning whether I was smart enough to become an engineer. But instead of giving up, I changed the way I approached learning. I started recording lectures so I could listen to them later. I met with my counselor. I asked more questions. I stopped pretending I understood things when I didn't. Most importantly, I accepted that it was okay to struggle. When I took algorithms a second time, everything was different. I ended up earning an A. That experience completely changed my perspective. Sometimes failing doesn't mean you aren't capable. Sometimes it just means you need a different approach. One of the biggest lessons I learned in college had nothing to do with coding. It was learning to stop comparing myself to everyone else. There are incredibly talented people in computer science. People who seem to understand everything immediately. For a while, I honestly wondered if I belonged. But eventually I learned something. I wasn't competing against them. I was competing against the person I was yesterday. Instead of worrying about who was smarter, I focused on improving one step at a time. That mindset changed everything. When graduation day finally arrived, walking across the stage was one of the proudest moments of my life. I recorded that moment, and I recorded the moment they called my name because I knew I want to remember it forever. Earning an engineering degree is one of the hardest things I've ever done. It challenged me, it humbled me, it turned me into someone I never thought I'd become. There was one thing I wish had been different. I wish my parents had been there. My uncle promised me he would come too, and I was really looking forward to seeing him. But on graduation day, he stopped responding to my messages, and when I looked into the crowd, there wasn't anyone I knew. I'm not gonna lie, that hurt. I ended up leaving earlier than most people because there wasn't really anyone there to celebrate with. But I also realized something. That day wasn't defined by who was in the audience. It was defined by everything it took to get me onto that stage. So all right, enough talking. Here it is. Let's see it. I think you just do this. Gotta get the right angle. Did I do it? All right. Unboxing tutorial. I'm just kidding. And so, how do we do this? You just pull this out. Oh, that's everything right here. Yup, that's Bachelor of Science, Computer Science. And right there, Summa Cum Laude. I honestly never thought I'd see those words next to my name, but this is incredible. When I look at this diploma, I don't just see a degree. I see every late night, every project, every exam, every moment I doubted myself, every time I got back up after failing. This degree doesn't tell me that I'm the smartest person, because honestly, I've never thought of myself that way. What it tells me is that perseverance matters. Being humble matters. Asking questions matters. Consistency matters. Nobody ever told me I was naturally gifted. I just kept showing up, day after day, and eventually, those small steps added up to this. If you're watching this and you're struggling in school, maybe you're failing in class, maybe you're wondering if you picked the right major, maybe someone has told you that you aren't going to make it, please don't let someone's opinion about you decide your future. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room. You just have to be willing to keep learning. And one quote that always stuck with me is often attributed to Albert Einstein. And he said, everyone's a genius. If you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid. Not everyone is meant for engineering, and that's okay. Find what you're passionate about. Give yourself permission to explore. When you find something that excites you, commit to it. Today, I'm grateful to say I graduated with a bachelor's degree in computer science from Oregon State University. And I've already started the next chapter of my life working full-time at GTA Independence. This degree isn't the finish line, but it's kind of like the foundation for everything that's coming next. If you've been following my journey, thank you for believing in me. And if you're just starting yours, I hope this video reminds you that your current struggles don't define your future. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.